Okay, we are back with Mr. Jeffries in Algebra 2. We're going to be graphing sine and cosine functions today. Well, not really graphing them. We're going to actually talk about them because I kind of know stuff about things. There is no math standardized test where you actually have to graph pencil on paper, not even AP calculus. None. It's all multiple choice. So if we teach you the characteristics, you should actually know it. Plus, graphing some of these things is about as much fun as getting your pinky toe cut off with a spork. On that note, don't forget, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. We're like at 107, 110. We're getting close to that 200 mark. Remember 200 is fingernail painting. 500 is makeup. 700 is Jeffrey's merch because everybody needs a hoodie with this on it. Oh, Pablo Escobar, even better. And I'm saying Escobar. There's a story behind that. Google it. And when we get to 1,000, I will shave a mohawk and dye it blue. I'm not going to chug down milk and run around the track because I'm lactose intolerant and I wouldn't have to run around the track. I would be self-propelled. So I'm not lactose intolerant, but that would be funny. Okay, so all right. Here's the deal. For some of y'all that are going to go into like music theory or some, especially this happens a lot with a lot of music and sounds and stuff like that. That the sine waves and cosine waves, they're very similar. Okay, one just looks like it shifted over. I mean, it's, but all right. Here's the deal: the amplitude. Okay, this is how the distance of how far away it is from the x-axis. The range is going to be between -1 and 1, and that's, we're going to look to see if that changes some. And then, all right, so a period, so your sine graph actually goes like this. Okay, it kind of makes like a lazy looking S. Okay, your cosine graph looks like a cow head or a curly V. Okay, so a period is how long it actually gets to make that done. And somebody said the Cheese Bandit would like to share a photo on AirDrop. That's a hard pass on that. I don't know who the Cheese Bandit is, but sorry. Okay, Cheese Bandit. I don't know. Apparently, they steal things and leave cheese. I don't know. Or maybe they just steal cheese. Okay. So now your max and min, that's your max and min is always going to be by whatever your amplitude is, and that changes from sine to sine. Okay. So now we get to kind of more stuff of it. All right. These are our equations. They're very similar. Our amplitude is going to be the absolute value of A. Okay. The period is going to be 2 pi over whatever is beside x. Okay. B is always the thing beside x. A is what's always in front. Okay. Now, so as we're doing this one, here's this problem. Okay. Our A is 4. Okay. Our B, what is this number in front of x right here? 1, not 0. Thank you. Had so many people, well, it has to be 0. There's nothing there. Well, if there was nothing there, there'd be nothing there. Okay. Okay. All right. So what's the absolute value of 4? Did you just shrug your shoulders? 4. Okay. Now, the period, using this, we put our B, which is 1, over 2 pi, and we get 2 pi. Okay. So, a couple of things as you're looking at this, as we're going to be looking at graphs later for your homework, like you're supposed to match them. The easiest thing to match is the amplitude. The easiest thing to match is the amplitude. The easiest thing to match is the amplitude. I wonder what the easiest thing to match is. Yeah, the period. Very good. Okay. So, identify amplitude and period, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, our A, for example, 2 is 1/2 because it is in the A spot. Now, remember, B is whatever is in front of X right here. We happen to have something this time. This time it is 2 pi. Okay. Now, when I was making your notes, I was like, what do the students need to be thinking of when they do this? Well, what's your A? What's your B? Plug it in. Okay. So, amplitude, what is the absolute value of 1/2? 1/2. Thank you. Okay. Now, I put B over here underneath 2 pi, and there's a long drawn out definition about why it's 2 pi, that 2 pi over b, that we do that. It has to do with the unit circle, and people did drugs and stuff. Just there's the formula and use it. Okay. Now, what is 2 pi divided by 2 pi? 1. Okay. So, I mean, this is kind of what it is. It's I use the definitions to answer the questions. Okay, I could make it harder and more difficult, but why? 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 Yes, math philosophy. That would be an awesome class to take. Okay. Ah. Okay. What? I know it's not you this time. All right. That's funny. All right. So here we have some practice problems. All right. Amplitude. This is our A. What is the absolute value of 1/4? 1/4. Period. Well, what's the number in front of X right here? 1. So this is 2 pi over 1, which ends up being 2 pi. Okay. Now, tomorrow we're going to look a little bit into how to find our X values and stuff. For this, I've got to find some problems that I really want to deal with, and then we'll deal with them. Because some of the example problems, the book that I don't share with y'all, you have access online, but it's not a good time. Not a good time. Okay. Number 2, amplitude. This is our A. Absolute value of that is 2. This is our B. Okay. So we would say 2 pi over pi. What happens to the pi's? They cancel out. Okay. Super duper crazy hard right now, right? If it was anybody else that said that statement, I would be concerned. Somebody said, I don't understand. And the student that said that, like, will write a program to solve the problems for them. So I'm not really worried about them. Yeah, I know. All right. So this is our A, this is our B. Amplitude would be 4, period. Let's see, 2 pi over 2. Pew! Just let with pi. All right. What is our A this time? What is the number in front of cosine right here? 1, not 0. Okay. Our B happens to be 2 pi. So 2 pi over 2 pi. Well, anything over itself is 1. Okay. So now some of y'all are like, yes, I get it. And this is going to be the moment. I know we don't have everybody here today, but Some of y'all don't take their position when we do this. When we actually flip the paper over and look at the back, don't go, oh my gosh. Okay, that you're going like your train of thought just jumped off the rails. It went down the mountain. It wiped out a village. There's no survivors. Just hang on. Okay. What's my favorite flavor of pie? Well, I'm an equal pie opportunity person. I've yet to find a pie that I just don't agree with. I mean, I'll eat some pumpkin pie, but pumpkin pie is just like orange goop with cinnamon in it. Okay, pumpkin really doesn't have a flavor. Yeah. Uh, my favorite is the pecan pie that's got the mini chocolate chips between the goop and the pecans. I can just feel my fat cells going. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, graphing characteristics. Okay. Here's the deal. This is on here. We're not going to worry about this so much. We're going to focus on our A, our H, and our K. Okay. Those are going to be our three main things. Okay. The B is something we're going to worry about later that only will take effect as we're finding our X values. Okay. That's it's like a lanyap. Okay. Who remembers what a lanyap is? Something extra without any charge. Like in Louisiana, you would go and get something from the grocery store, small grocery store, and they'll put something like an extra, like thing of sugar, just something in there. It's something free. No, you're not cultured. Okay, so A, wow. Now, we need to actually adjust this. Okay, this reflection about the x-axis. This is actually going to be a reflection at, scratch this out, y equals k. Because here's the deal. Our k is going to be our midline. So wherever that is, that changes it. Okay. This is still the same. The h is the most confusing thing. Okay. All right. Now, our k value, this midline right here, if we have a graph, like, hang on, let's see if I can do this. All right. This graph of this cosine right here, our midline would be something that is halfway through it. We should know what midline is. It's a line in the middle, like half court, 50-yard line, something like that. All right. So, amplitude is the absolute value of A. Okay. We actually have a negative value this time. So, what is the absolute value of negative 2? 2. Okay. We have a horizontal shift of pi over 2 to the right. All right, now, this is where some people are going to get left at the train station. Our B value is between sine or cosine and whatever's in front of x. Okay, this right here is actually 1. There's not a number right there. There was in the beginning, and I took it out because that was a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so if our B is 1, that is 2 pi over 1, which is just 2 pi. Okay, our vertical shift. Well, what's our K value? 1. So we have 1 up or up 1, whatever. Our midline is y equals whatever this is. So this is y equals 1. Okay, now, the reason I'm waiting to do some of the x values and stuff tomorrow is because it actually goes hand in hand with some of the stuff we're supposed to do tomorrow. So I don't want to like repeat myself or repeat myself or repeat myself. I don't want to, be too redundant. Okay. What now? I'll find it. Okay. So amplitude. What is our A value right here? 1. Horizontal shift. Okay, this is our H value. It's the opposite. So this goes to the left, pi over 4. Okay. Our period. What is in front of what's between sine and x? 1. So our period is 2 pi. Okay. Our vertical shift. Do we have a vertical shift this time? No. Okay. That means our midline, because this would be plus 0, our midline is y equals 0. So it's going to be that x-axis right here. Okay. So we're just picking out the main things. Okay. So super hard yet? Who's really lost? Of the 8 people paying attention, who's really lost? Okay. Everybody else, yawn. Okay. So this is our A, this is our B, this is our K, because H would be actually in the parentheses. Okay. So our amplitude, absolute value of 2 is 2. Okay. Horizontal shift, we have none. Okay. This does not move horizontally because it would be a H value inside this. Okay. Our period, this is 2 pi over 2 because that's our B value, which leaves us with pi. Okay. Our vertical shift, our K value is negative, so this is down 1. And our midline is now y equals negative 1. Okay. Basically, when we shift it down, it changes where the middle is. Okay. Starting to make sense a little bit. Yes. Teaching during the outbreak of flu and stuff like that is always fun. I know. I could only imagine what teaching during a pandemic would look like. I know. I'm glad it's never happened. So, all right. Amplitude. Where's our A? Well, our A right here is 1. Yes. Okay. Horizontal shift. This is our H value. Okay. Remember, it's the opposite of how it's written. So this is going to go to the left 2 pi. Okay. I yeah, opium. That's what's it? All right. You would think so. All right. So our period is 2 pi over b, which is 2 pi over 1/2, and that looks gross. So let's rewrite it to 2 pi divided by 1/2. Keep change flip. Perfect. 4 pi. Okay. In the look, some of y'all on the test the other day, I told y'all when you use the calculator, don't put in pi when you're going from degrees to radians or radians to degrees or finding coterminal angles, and so many of y'all did. Okay. All right, vertical shift. Well, this is our K value. This is up 3. Our midline is y equals 3. Okay. All right. So, real quick, I want to show y'all something with your homework. Okay. Lulu. Move. Lulu. Okay. So, with your homework, remember how I said that amplitude was the easiest to match with? Okay. Yes. So, I would look when you're matching these, I would look for basically where is your y intercept? What's your highest point or your max or min? Okay. That's going to help you match those. That's the easiest way to find that other than your actual period right there. Okay. Because look, you got all that other stuff. It should be easy to find. Okay. So your homework is live now. We're actually done for what we're doing, right? There's not another problem. Ha! Yes. Okay. Also, remember, if you hadn't done so already, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Don't forget, yeah, leave a nice comment. I like nice comments. Good stuff, good things. Roll Tide.